Welcome back. Today I'm making a video on why having no stress will make you more stressed. Okay, so what do I mean by that? Well, first things first, I feel like it kind of ties in with life, where in life it's all about balance, technically. Homeostasis. Your body always wants to be in a state where it's not hungry, it's not thirsty, it's not on either end of a spectrum. There's always a spectrum. Recently, for the first time in months, I have had no stress, no stress from school, no stress from relationships, no stress at the gym at all. And I was expecting that I wouldn't be stressed anymore. Like, that would make sense. But it started to slowly creep up on me week after week after week. A couple days ago, I got really bad. I was really stressed out. And it wasn't for any reason other than the fact that I had no stress. So going back to what I was talking about with equilibrium, homeostasis, balance, you need to be in a state where you have stress and you give yourself stressors. That could be work, that could be gym. Clearly what I was doing was not enough. I was going to the gym a couple times a week, but outside of that I was just playing golf, fishing, watching TV, hanging with friends and family. You'd think that would be like good, right? You'd think you wouldn't have stress. Wrong. I think, yes, there's a time for that, but almost the fact that the work week is 5 days on, 2 days off, everyone shits on that and they think that it's a bad idea. I think it might just be perfectly balanced. Even when I was at school, I was extremely stressed. Tests looming over me. It was tough. Grad school's tough. It was almost mentally not as tough as having nothing to do, because you just lack direction and purpose, routine. I think the biggest thing with me is routine. I was getting up at different times. I had nowhere to be. Yeah, it sounded pretty sweet, but the lack of stress just kind of manifested into it. More stress. How do I know this? Well, my body is sort of unique. Everyone's a little unique, but if you've ever heard of chronic pain, I talked about that in my first video. I do have chronic pain. I have like sciatica-like symptoms down my leg, which started years ago. I've gotten to a point where it's not a problem. It doesn't affect me too much. It only really flares up when I'm stressed. So like around finals weeks and stuff like that, I notice it. But when I'm, working, but I'm also relaxing, eating good, I'm not stressed. And I don't feel that pain. But it's like an alarm system to my body. When I have too much, or apparently now too little stress, I can feel those symptoms. So a couple days ago, when I was getting up at different times, we'd just go fishing and just do whatever, I noticed it was getting worse and worse and worse. It was probably worse than sometimes like during finals week. Now that might not make a whole lot of sense, but it kind of does. It dates back to an experiment researchers did. Apparently, there's a research experiment that was done on mice where they took away all their stress. They gave them food, unlimited food, unlimited water. They were living in essentially utopia. And they wanted to see what these mice would do. Lo and behold, after a couple weeks, instead of the mice all being fat and jolly, they were engaging in very strange behaviors. They were extremely stressed out. They were eating each other, cannibalism. They were engaging in homosexuality, which didn't make sense because there were male and female mice in there. It was just like hell on earth because all their needs were just perfectly taken care of. And I think that kind of is what happens to us as humans. If you put yourself in a position where you have no direction, no purpose, no job, no routine, there will be a toll, there will be a stress put on your body. And for the first time in a couple of years, because I've always been busy, I observed it. So I just wanted to make this video and inform you on the importance of, yes, stress management when it gets too high, but stress management on the flip side, where stress management could look like giving yourself more stress. Just some food for thought. So, thanks for watching. Tune into the next one and try to stay stressed, but not too much.